Hello and welcome to another episode of Mono Story. My name is John and today we're going to be talking about what is magic. So let's get right into it. Magics come from this story known as Ichi the Witch, in which witches are always considered to be women. However, there is a person named Ichi who is a man, and he completes a trial that allows him to obtain a certain magic, making him a witch. He now goes on adventures with his mentor and tries to learn more magics and become a better witch. The magics itself is a form of magical ability that is obtained through completing a trial. This may mean you may not necessarily need to fight, but rather do another activity or exercise in order to obtain this magic. This could be completing a quest of sleeping or drinking a certain amount of liquid in order to obtain that magic. So this means that the magic itself is a component of that trial. Now, why is the magic mechanic so good? Well, it changes the way fights are done. In a normal shonen setting, fights are done through fist combat or magic or any form of that, but the objective is to fight another person or another entity, and the winner is the person that is still standing after the blows have been fought. But in the case of Ichi the Witch and the concept of magic, it is not only fighting, but there are other ways to obtain this magic. So the limitations on this magic is only by one's imagination, and so this can create some interesting magics as well as some interesting ways of obtaining them, creating this great lustrous story that could make a potentially whole entire different reality in which the way to obtain this magic isn't as simple as it seems. In addition, to obtain this magic, you have to use your intelligence, which means it creates for a very interesting landscape where the user, in this case might be Ichi or another person or magic wielder, is needing to do a different form of tactics in order to obtain this magic, making a beautiful and interesting story. Now, in the case of what magics could exist, the potential is unlimited. There is so many magics that can and should exist in this story, and we can even look at the potential of the basics that have already been told to us. Things such as water magic or ice magic or fire magic, these are basic magics that have used in many different stories. But things like king magic, like how does that even work? Anti-magic? Wow, what is this? And I mean, there are so many potential ideas. I mean, I've got a few theories here. Like, another magic that could exist could be maybe total defense magic. We're talking you could build walls or mirrors, reflection magic, and that would be insane. And some of the trials could be to enjoy your own reflection, or to be able to build a building or statue or something in a certain period of time that will deflect the attack. And if it survives, you can get that magic, but if it doesn't, then you won't be able to attain it, and that would be so cool. And I mean, another one you could say is teleportation magic. Like, how would you even conceptualize teleportation magic as a magic? And the trial you'd need to do would be like having to be able to step over a certain space without using magic or with using magic. Like, how does that work? And that could be a form of magic, teleportation magic. It seems crazy. Another one I thought of, explosion magic. Well, I know, we all know the Megumi and the Konosuba reference here. Explosion! But look, let's be real. That would be so cool. And a way to do the trial would be you have to survive an explosion. Like, how insane would that be? And you could see Ichi using his total defense magic to stop the explosion magic, and he gets that. And even a psychic magic. Imagine, that is even limited by the word psychic. You can expand on that, being it could be reading someone's mind. It could be even understanding one's actions in the future. How crazy would that be? A psychic magic. And that could be potential because magic is unlimited. There is so many potential for so many different magics, so many different ideas. And that is why magic is so good in Ichi the Witch. It's a game changer for the story. It is what makes it one of the best stories coming out of Shonen Jump to date. Because the possibilities are unlimited, the story is vast, and we have so much more world building, character development to explore, and all the characters have some form of interesting quality to them that we want to learn more about. And there's also an aspect of humor to it that the magics allow for the people and the characters to do. So this story through magics is very unique, and that is why magics are awesome. They're one of the best things I've seen so far in some manga or anime stories. And so I think going forward, if the writer can improve on these thoughts of magic and use it in such a unique style in one of the arcs, I believe Ichi the Witch is already very good. It can hit high points. It could even rival Kagurabachi at this rate if Ichi the Witch plays its cards right, because it already has an interesting premise, and magics create that level of fight style that is so unique that you cannot find it in another manga or anime. The closest you could probably find, in my opinion, is JoJo, because JoJo's fights are too unique for it, and anything else cannot compete with JoJo. And that is why I think magics are, again, one of the best things in Ichi the Witch. That is my take on what is magic. One of the best new written styles of abilities and fight potential in a manga or anime series, known as Ichi the Witch in this case. But I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think magics are good or not? Please write in the comment section below. If you haven't already liked, subscribed and pressed the bell button, please do so, and I will see you on another Mono Story.